everyone, I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Book Club.
Book club.
I like waiting for Rox to say something, but she never does.
She just
Never
she
do.
did
Once.
book club once. And one time
She
I
was
think
like,
you summaried.
Book Club?
Oh, I did do a summary once. Yeah. Oh, yeah, usually. My energy is just not. I can't match it sometimes.
It's okay.
Your energy is perfect. It grounds us.
It does
Somebody
sometimes.
has to be.
That's a nice way to say you're a downer.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like a word. You know how they say like Debbie Downer or whatever? I was trying to think of one that was with an R.
The only thing I can think of is riot, and that's the opposite of what we're going
Yeah.
for. Riot
Rocks riot.
Rain Cloud Rocks.
Oh,
Ruined
wow.
it, Roxy. Oh, wait. Rain on your parade rocks.
Wow. These are sad.
Ruin the mood rocks.
Oh.
Yeah. Way to ruin the mood.
Reality check rocks.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I kind of like that
Ruckus rocks.
one. Ruckus rocks.
Still sounds like you're
Roadblock
making a
rock. Roll your eyes rock. You do roll your eyes.
You guys, yes. Okay, wait. I don't think
Just
I'm
because
that
you don't
gloomy.
say- yeah,
Okay.
no,
No, you're not that
It's
gloomy. You just you-
Wait, when it comes to Literature on the Rocks intro, Rain Cloud Rocks. I don't got the energy.
We'll be like, hi
I'm the
everyone, I'm
Eeyore.
Sunny, I'm Rachel, I'm Rox, and this is Literature on the Rocks. Book Club, Book Club. Rain Club Rocks.
book club. That's my inner
That is
Eeyore.
how you should do it. That was perfect. I liked it.
The energy. I love
zero
it.
effort.
Takes energy to not have energy, okay?
Takes energy to not.
Yeah, because you dispel it all. So at once you had energy.
Yes.
Alas, now you do not.
Yeah. People weren't lighting fireworks at 4:00 in the morning. Maybe I'd have more energy.
You
Oh, that
hoodlums.
was happening.
That's what happened last night.
Do you know what?
This
It's not
morning. It wasn't
about
even last night.
Well, it felt like last night.
4:00 in the morning. The sun
Yes.
was coming up. It was not even dark anymore.
No, the sun wasn't out yet. It was still pitch black.
it was midday.
And my eyes aren't open during that time.
How dare they light fireworks at noon? I'm over here trying to sleep.
Oh man, your work week. I feel like that's accurate.
Yeah. Seriously.
So what you need them to do is do it on a work day. So that way it's your alarm.
Actually,
you
yeah,
can
that
wake
would,
up with
I would
the
already be
adrenaline
awake
of
at that
shots
point.
fired. Like, ah.
If they were doing it during my work week, I would already be awake. So I'm fine with it.
That's when you chose to do it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
How
You chose to do it on my
dare you.
one day to sleep in.
Yeah.
How rude.
Let's get into this book club.
Book club.
We were reading Like Mother, Like Daughter. And if you haven't listened to one of our book clubs yet, chances are you haven't, but that's okay. We're not judging. We have 4 questions we do every book club, and then we add another 3 to 4 questions that are specifically for the book. So our first question we ask is first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading Like Mother, Like Daughter? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? And I wrote, this book was a ride. Going into it, I think I instantly got that it was a whodunit type book. I definitely tried to figure it out the whole time. In the end, I did like it and would even recommend it. There were times when I felt like it had too many options on who it could be, but I think that's kind of the vibe of most whodunit books. I didn't have a lot of expectations for the books, but I'd say, yeah, it lived up to them.
Per usual. I wasn't sure what the book was about.
Actually, whose choice was this one?
This was my
It
choice.
was Rachel's.
Okay.
I love that you walk into
I do.
books
Blind.
unencumbered by what they are.
Okay, I was thinking about it this morning, and I said, now that I think of it, maybe I should start reading the synopsis to get me into the vibes of the book. But also, I sort of like that I don't have any preconceived notions. So I'm torn on whether I should read the synopsis or not. But right now, I haven't been. And it is like a little surprise.
I think I walked into this book like that. This one I did not know, and I feel like, yeah, it does give you a different vibe. You don't have expectations,
No.
so it's not like it can disappoint you.
Right.
I'm not like, yeah, I'm excited to read this book.
I don't necessarily
And then you're
read the synopsis,
down.
but I do want to know the genre before I read it.
I don't
makes
even
sense.
look at that. I am 100% going in like blind, except for your guys' fantasy ones. I could tell by the title and the cover. The book did surprise me, though. I didn't anticipate the constant mystery, and it had me waiting anxiously for the reveal the whole time. I did really enjoy this book and appreciated the pace of it because I thought there wasn't a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
So it did keep you kind of interested the whole time, and that was helpful. I was entertained through each and every chapter, even the ones that gave no context until the very end.
It helps that those were short, though.
20 seconds.
Yeah, you don't even know who these text messages are
Yeah,
coming
but I
from.
was like, oh, what was that? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Keep that, put that in the pocket.
Save that for later.
Save that one for
Little
later.
breadcrumbs. I knew this was a thriller. And when I started the book and saw that it had, because I normally enjoy a multifaceted narration, I think it makes the book feel like it's going faster.
Like
It
multiple
speeds up
POVs?
yeah. Either multiple POVs or it's toggling back and forth between timestamps. Like any kind of narration where the timeline is skewed a bit.
Yeah.
I like it. And I really
I
like
don't know that I've ever noticed if I like it or not.
unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? And I think the book wrapped up all of the plot points really nicely. It touched on almost everything. I wasn't jonesing for anything at the end.
Yeah, I think that you had enough detail about all the people to kind of understand the story and kind of keep your investment in the story. Although you got a small piece of the Darden pharmaceutical trial, and it was enough to understand the connection, and I really think it was just there to misdirect. I guess that's probably the only thing that we didn't really know much about. But you don't get a lot of meaty pieces of it. You just get bits and pieces. So I guess that's the only thing I could think of that if there was any unresolved or things to be explored further. Not that I think it was necessary. It's just that I was trying to think of something.
I wrote unresolved questions. Why is Janine such a bitch? What happened in her life to make her this way? Really, though, I don't think as far as plot points go, there was a lot that left me wanting more. But I do want to know how the money ended up getting split. Because during the divorce, right? The book ends before the divorce.
Debbie Downer, whatever. I was trying to think of one that was with an R.
Cliff.
The only thing I can think of is Riot, and that's the opposite of what we're going
Yeah.
for. Riot
Rocks
rocks.
Riot. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, halfway through this episode, we'll be like,
Randomly, yeah.
random rocks.
Documentary loser.
I think she got the money back at the end. He never spent it, and she got it back. That was.
I hope he gets not a fucking dime.
I know that's how I feel, which is why
I hope she keeps ownership of that fucking studio.
Oh, yeah,
and then
because
she
it
can
was her
fire
money.
him.
Or
Alternate ending.
Okay, well, okay.
well, that was the end of my unresolved questions. Let's do alternate ending.
Okay, if you could change one thing about the ending of Like Mother, Like Daughter, what would it be and why? I have a short answer. It said, I would have wanted the cheating dad to have been left alone. What a loser. He gets to live unhappily with his mistress. Oh, because that's how he did. He got to live unhappily, right? She mentioned that they weren't
Yeah.
happy. I said, absolutely not. I need justice.
Mine's really short. I said I think it would be difficult to come up with an alternate ending that would not change the majority of the rest of the book. Or maybe it's just late and my creativity is lacking.
I went a different route. I said this whole book was premised on a murder that never happened, and that dirty motherfucker came back and really did a number on Kat and her daughter. So I would have liked some real murder to take place. I understand the plot required Kat to be incapacitated to have this whole mystery piece of it, but maybe it's Cleo that stepped up and did some murdering because she got real ballsy the whole book. Like she just kept progressively getting more and more out there with her action. So murder? Not that far off.
Well, I started the book thinking mom killed someone, right? And then I have notes throughout the book. Because of the title of this book, I have to assume that Chloe's going to kill someone.
Oh,
Wouldn't it
okay.
have been interesting if she ended up killing the same person
my
her
God,
mom
thinking
killed?
about
The whole book made me believe that title was because Chloe was going to kill someone.
I did not even think about
was the
that.
whole
I didn't
book.
go
I'm
there
like,
either.
I'm pretty sure she's killing someone here, but I don't know who yet.
Just thought that they were similar in that they had rough childhood type
But she
situations.
didn't.
Chloe didn't have a rough childhood, but she
She had
had
both her parents who...
no, but she had trauma.
Yeah, for sure.
In her
That she made
mind,
up.
in her mind, but still
All right,
trauma.
all right.
Don't minimize her trauma.
She
had
didn't
trauma,
have
it just
trauma.
wasn't with her mom. It should have been with her dad.
Yeah.
Her bitterness.
What?
I thought when it was like mother, like daughter, I thought at some point, because I knew she was a writing major and so was her mom, that she was going to transition into law. And I thought all of her snooping and stuff was going to get her into
CIA.
Some sort of lawyer profession. Like she was going to follow her mom's footsteps that way.
I see.
Who knew it was Tunnel Sisters?
That should have been a question. How we thought the title was
Yeah, right?
incorporated into the story.
Adaptation dreams.
Here
If
we
Like
go.
Mother, Like Daughter were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles?
Okay, who did we cast?
I just did Kat and Cleo.
Me
but
too.
And Will and Aiden.
Oh, I thought about doing Aiden. I have someone I can do for Aiden because I pictured someone when I was reading.
I don't love my Aiden choice, but do someone for Aiden.
Okay. And then I'm curious who you picked for Will.
All right, Cleo. I'm going to start with Cleo. Is that okay?
Can we do them both together? Can we do your cat
Yeah,
and
that's what I was going to say. Can we do it as a pair?
Because the whole book, they talk about how they looked so similar.
Yes.
So I looked for similar looking actresses.
And I actually cast a mother and a daughter.
Oh, can't
Oh,
wait.
you did?
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz was my Cleo.
Okay.
And Charlize Theron.
Oh.
I haven't
What is
seen
my
them
cat?
side by side, so I don't know. Oh, they kind of could now that
Yeah,
I'm
they
thinking
do
about
look.
it. Yeah. Okay. I chose Reese Witherspoon and Ava Filippi.
See, I had to look up Ava.
They
they're
are
actually
mother-daughter. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they look a
they do
lot alike.
A lot alike.
And I could also see Reese playing a very powerful woman.
I
Fixer.
don't see her like that at all.
Really?
Me either, but
Did you ever watch the series Big Little Lies?
Oh, no. But I wanted to.
Yeah, it was really good. But she plays a more serious character in that. It's kind of the vibe I was channeling.
She does have like strong, like even in, what is that, Sweet Home Alabama? She was a business professional
yeah.
woman, but
Even
then
in
it
Legally
like,
Blonde she was.
right,
I
even there,
mean,
but then
yeah.
she
was a lawyer.
It gets clouded by all of the frilliness and the softness
I think
about
if you
her.
took that out, though,
Yeah, I
she
do-
could probably do it.
I do think that she could probably do it, but she's definitely gives me more Sweet Home Alabama.
I know, poor
yeah.
baby got typecasted, but I think she can do it.
No.
That's just her in her life.
I just think
She
she's
is a very
just
bubbly
Yeah.
human.
yeah,
But her and her daughter really look
they
alike.
do.
And if she went up to go threaten Cleo's boyfriend, and like, I don't know if I
Someone
could
would
take
be trying
it
to fuck
seriously.
her.
They'd be like,
I think the
"Go
boyfriend would be
in."
like, "Why don't you come inside and I'll give you that phone?
Well, this-
for 5 minutes of your time, girlfriend."
And this explains why Reed slept with both of them.
No, he was a pedophile. That explains it.
He
Seriously.
genuinely was. But
Okay.
all right, who'd you got?
Okay, I did Anne Hathaway and Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yeah, I could see this. Dang, there's some good. That was some good options, guys.
Yeah.
If I were to,
Yeah, if I was going to vote someone off the island.
Who you voting? Me?
yeah.
What?
Yeah, I like your choices, but I just think that I want to put Reese Witherspoon in my pocket, carry around and love on her.
Have her come to our book club and talk books with us. Come on, Reese.
Come on, Reese.
My sweet
I'm
little
not
Reese's
picking.
Pieces.
I was happy about my choices. You pick.
I didn't say they were
That's
bad
not
picks.
the rules.
I don't want to pick this time.
I liked how similar they look. I think
Yeah, no.
it looked nice, but I can't see her being a
don't think you
badass
had a bad
fixer.
I don't know. You guys pick. I honestly don't have a preference this time. Rock, paper, scissors for it. Winner
I
takes
hate
it.
rock, paper, scissors. It's just fine. Rachel's.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, who'd you have for Will?
Okay, I think Will had to have been charming. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about how Will would be in the movie, because the reading it that he was older and a professor was shocking. But he
Really cloaked his depravity
Yeah.
to the world. So
but he was also in the book throughout the book. We just couldn't see him, so we didn't know what he looked like.
right.
So part of in my casting, I had to think he has to actually look a little bit younger and
Yes.
not like it's crazy. But the guy I picked also needs to be charming. He needs to be able to not be 55 or however old he is. But he also needs to be someone that's okay with people hating. Like, you couldn't cast a charming guy that everyone loves, because in the end you want to hate him. So I picked Justin Theroux
He
because
does look really young.
I feel like he can play younger.
I always think of him from Charlie's Angels, the like Irish dude.
So that's who I picked.
Oh yeah, who'd you pick for Aiden?
James Franco. I feel like he needed to be someone who was a little bit, could play like a scummy leech of a person.
That's James Franco. So I went with, because she talked about how he was a little bit older than her, even like to Kat, he was a little bit older and he was so handsome and like she could see why people were throwing themselves at him. I picked Bradley Cooper.
That's not a bad option.
Yeah. James Franco really makes me want to hate him from the beginning, though. I'm down with James Franco.
Yeah.
I could hate him from the start.
I could too.
I feel like James Franco, though, in real life, he's a little bit of a hustler. He's not truly.
I don't think he's a douche in real life either.
No.
I think
No,
it's just
probably
how
not.
he's portrayed in movies.
In all of his movies, he's the douchey guy, but who knows?
I think he's,
Maybe.
We
I don't know him on a personal level, so. Do we want to say our ice drop then?
Okay, Cleo and Kat.
Anne Hathaway and Daisy Edgar Jones.
And then Will is Justin Theroux, and Aiden is James Franco.
Bum, ba, bum.
So, motherhood and identity. The novel explores how motherhood can define, limit, or reshape identity. Was your identity changed once becoming a mother? If so, how? And I said my identity drastically changed after becoming a mother. And I think part of that is because I struggled to become a mom by traditional means. I know it gets looked at differently, not necessarily here, but out in the world, like, oh, you didn't physically have your child, so are you a mom? And I am. Go fuck yourself. But I think it definitely changed how I saw myself, how I describe myself, how I act when I wear a bikini. I never want my kids, and my girls especially, to be ashamed of their bodies, so I fake the confidence. I try very hard not to make derogatory comments about my body or how I don't like how I look in pictures. Like, I try to just suck it up and not be like, we need to take that again because the chins were chinning. Like, I try not to, because that's gonna affect how they talk and think about their bodies later on.
Yeah.
And I think for my son, it's gonna shape how he talks to women or girls and about their body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, or how he can support someone later on in life. I think it just has such a big impact on both genders in different ways, and I don't want that for them. What I do with my time and who I surround my kids and myself with is also scrutinized more. And I live the life that I want, but their happiness, their safety, and their needs always come before my own.
So absolutely. I feel like I had to both get to know this new baby and get to know this new me. While I don't think I am defined by motherhood, it is a huge part of who I am now. Everything you used to know about who you are, what you loved, it all changes. You may still enjoy similar things, but they often look different when you throw a kid in the mix. I love being crafty and designing, but instead of making resin tumblers for my friend, I'm making kids shirts and finding crafts I can make that are also sensory toys for my infant. Or instead of decorating my home how I like, I try to find out how to make Bluey high end. I am still me, but the way I think and the things I enjoy have completely changed. And it took a good amount of time to figure out who that person was.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so true. Like, takes minutes.
I think I saw something one time that said, like, I've been called many things in life, but my favorite title is mom.
Oh, yeah. So I just wrote, oh my gosh, this question is too deep. Said I could go on for days about this, and no one can prepare you for the change. From my personal experience, motherhood has changed me in more ways than I can explain, but to keep it short, I'm more fierce when it comes to certain things. My priorities have shifted in ways I never imagined, and my own wants and needs are tailored around my child. Everything I do is with this little being in mind, and all I ever want is to be present for the moments and soak it all in. I'm simultaneously excited for the future and scared for this moment to end. It's a constant thought that I used to be a person before her, and trying to balance that I am still important, but also being willing to sacrifice anything that relates to me if it's going to be for her. So motherhood is wild, and I'm loving every second, although I wish there was a better way to prepare you before it happens, but I just can't think of how to do that in a genuine way. You can talk about it. You can tell the people this is what you're going to feel. This is what you're going to experience. You can carry around a baby all day to realize that there's like a responsibility that's going to come, and it still does not prepare you for the actual moment and the actual emotions that are going to be had. And I think that's talked about often, like, oh, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. And it's because there's so much wrapped into being a parent that you can't. There's no feasible way to talk about it all because there is so much. But
I used to truly hate, and I still don't love it, but I hated when people would say, you'll get it, you're just not a mom yet. Or you don't understand because you're not a mom yet. And I think a lot of that frustration came because I wanted to be a mom and it wasn't happening. And so it bothered me because I wanted it. And to be told, like, you just don't get it because it hasn't happened yet. It was like, not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was like this immediate reaction.
And I feel like people use it though as like an excuse to do things. Like it's not a genuine conversation of like what you said, like you don't know how it feels. It's like, oh, you just don't know why I need tomorrow off. You're not a mom yet. Like go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like I need days off too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like to the listener who might be feeling that way, we truly are saying it out of love. It's not that you just can't get it because you're not a mom yet. Until it happens, there's nothing we can say to truly prepare you for it.
Because there's nothing like it out there.
Yes.
No. Constant responsibility that never goes away.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
not
something
even-
that you could
Because
mimic.
you can have a dog and you have similar
It's not the
responsibilities.
same.
It's not the same, but I feel like it's because like when you
Similarities.
have a dog, like for sure you're going through the same similar emotions
Sure.
as having a kid. I have to train you to sleep in your own bed. I have
Yeah.
to train you to eat. I have to train you.
I gotta
like,
feed
all
you
the
on
things.
time.
Yes, I've got to
Yeah.
make sure you're taken care of. There are similar responsibilities, but exactly like what you said, when you have a new dog, you're not looking at yourself in the mirror thinking, I can't speak poorly about myself
Yes.
because this dog is going to see that.
This dog is going to have body dysmorphia.
Yes, right? That's never going to happen. So it's a different type of emotional responsibility
Yes.
that all of a sudden changes you.
Yes.
With
Probably.
a dog, you're not thinking, I need to change who I am so I
Yeah.
can be better for this dog.
I also
Yes.
don't have to spend $3,000 a month to someone to watch this dog while I go to work.
Dude, preach.
So
Yes.
there's that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Some people put their dogs in doggy daycare.
I put
I
my
would-
dog in doggy daycare,
Yeah.
but
Does
it did
it
not
cost?
cost $3,000.
Exactly.
No, absolutely not. It was pricey, but not that much.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
it's-
don't have to do as much mental stimulation. I don't know. Actually,
For the
kinda
dog?
do. You got to play fetch.
Oh yeah, she'll
that's
tear
more
up my
physical.
house.
That's true. Physical.
No, mental.
Stimulation.
Like I have to mentally stimulate her. She will.
No, but
tear
you
shit up.
yourself is not.
Oh.
It's not mentally like you don't have to think hard about what you're doing.
You're like, I'm going to put this treat in this little thing that hides them, and you got to figure
Yeah.
out how to dig them out. Here you
yeah,
go.
I'm
Good
gonna
luck.
watch my shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
People who are parents say things sometimes, and I try to be not one of those, but I'm sure I've fallen guilty of it. They say things without thinking how it's affecting other people. Like, I mean, even like you said, like you mentioned, you didn't get your children the traditional way.
Yeah.
And that when someone potentially asks you, how much did your daughter weigh when she was born? And you're like, I don't know. It's almost like this immediate judgment. Like, how do you not know how much your kid
Right.
weighed when they were born? Well, because I wasn't their mom the moment they were born.
Yeah.
I got to be her mom at a later date.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. And I think people just have this such a tunnel vision of what motherhood is supposed to look like or what any of this is supposed to do. Like, for me, just the words, you don't know because you're not a mom yet, it sucks. Or, I had a miscarriage, and going into Mother's Day with my husband's family, they never meant to hurt me, but they would give all the moms flowers or a gift. And I'll cry talking about it because that sucked. It felt like, my body failed, so
Yeah.
I can't do this yet. So thank you for not getting me the flowers and reminding me of that, right? But nobody means things by it. They just don't realize there's so many layers of what motherhood looks like and the trials that we go through that it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
The experience is different for everybody, 100%. And
Or just even the questions.
the
that people
sensitivities,
Yeah.
like a trigger for you is probably not the same trigger for you as a
No.
trigger for me,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And it sucks because it's, I think, sometimes conversation that people want to have and they want to be empathetic
But
to
it's
it.
intrusive.
But it is an intrusive conversation, and you don't understand somebody's trials and tribulations and what those triggers for that person might be. It sucks because there's no way to really navigate it. Like you want to have a
Because there's sometimes that
conversation.
people just don't realize that
Yes.
this is a trigger, right?
Right.
Asking about the weight or getting a mom flowers on Mother's Day. Like, you don't think that this is possibly going to be offensive or intrusive to someone or someone around me.
Right.
But
Right.
for sure.
It's
Motherhood
just-
is a
and then you have the
sensitive thing.
and you have the people that are just like before I got my oldest, there were people getting pregnant all over the freaking place.
Yeah.
All over. And I was trying not to be a dick about it. And so I would just excuse myself from the conversation because I was having a really hard time with it.
Yeah.
And a family member announced their pregnancy, and the girl who hadn't been around very long was like, you better get on it. You're going to be the last one. And I just snapped and I was like, I can't have kids. You wouldn't know that because you just showed up here 2 weeks ago. So congratulations to you and your pregnancy.
Yeah.
But I can't have kids. And they just like looked at, oh, I don't know. Like, and then other family members who aren't close are like, I don't know why she would say that. Because it's fucking true.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be saying shit like that to people. You don't know.
Realize how hurtful it can be, even if you're just being silly, right?
And
if you're just trying to be like,
it's
just
just
a lighthearted conversation. It's not.
It's not. And even after like cancer treatments, as soon as my hair grew back, everyone forgot about the 2 years of shit that I went through. Are you guys gonna have kids? Like, bitch, I'm still on drugs. Like, I can't have them. That's not your question to ask.
Yeah, that was a deep
I
question.
knew it was going to be deep when I'm like, it is real early for this deepness.
Went from crying to anger real fast.
I haven't even finished my coffee yet.
Me either. It's too early for this.
Okay, shifting perspectives on childhood. As Cleo learns more about Kat's past and begins reflecting on her own actions, she realizes many moments she once saw as controlling were actually rooted in love and protection. Have you ever looked back on a moment from your childhood or teen years and realized it wasn't quite what you thought it was? I have, in all caps, all the time.
After becoming a mom, right?
Yes.
I feel like before becoming a mom, there might have been some moments.
I'm like, I don't know why she just didn't let me live my life.
Yeah.
And now having people that you're responsible for and you care about with this undying love, it's just like, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
get it. Totally.
Yes. I said hindsight is 20/20, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, you just don't see the big picture, regardless of how mature you might be. I used to think, and would still like to think, that I was pretty mature for my age, and I still didn't understand. And there's always an angle that you aren't thinking of because we're kids. Not saying that there were moments when maybe my parents could have been a little more compassionate to the fact that I didn't have the experience or wisdom to understand. So maybe there could have been a little grace there. And I've said before that although some moments as a kid were really tough, I don't regret them because they made me who I am today.
Your date.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. And I think people just have this. So it's
The moment through a very limited lens, I can try to help to explain to her in a better way than what I was given so that it's just a better experience. But teenagers are stubborn, and I can only imagine what it's like to talk to a tiny human who thinks they know all the things.
It's going to suck.
Yes. Because I do remember thinking like, you don't understand, Mom, or you aren't listening to me. And maybe to some degree they weren't.
Yeah.
And maybe to some extent they also did not understand what I was trying to say. And so it's such a multifaceted experience.
But like bigger picture, they were probably right.
Yeah,
but
100%.
Like the little details that were not making it make sense to you,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
couldn't see that.
Yeah, exactly. And then I remember, trying to be out till 1 o'clock in the morning and then being like, oh, no, you have to be home by 11 or whatever. And I'd be like, oh, what's 2 hours? Like how is that going to make a difference? And now
nothing good happens after 11,
I was going to say, and now I say often, like nothing good happens after midnight. And
Yeah.
it's the truth. Like all the shitty things that you hear about happening are all way after the nighttime.
Yeah.
And so did my parents want me to be in tough situations? No, they definitely did not.
I always got the answer of like last call's around 1, so you need to be home by then.
Oh yeah. No,
Or before last call because that's when people start leaving.
Yeah,
So you need to be
oh.
off the road
Yeah.
before
Makes
then.
sense. Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
agree. Yeah.
But it's, all the time do I think about this. And could things have been a little different? Sure. I'm sure my parents were working with what they had, right? And what
Yeah.
they thought was best.
Yeah.
Which is going to be what I'm doing, is working with
Yeah.
what I think I have and what I think is best. Is
Yeah.
it right or wrong? I don't know.
Yeah.
I wrote, yes, definitely. I could see that my mom did and said certain things, and it was always to keep me safe. I remember one day when we lost our good friend from like right after, a few months after graduating high school. I was freshly 18. I was at her house, and it was 9 and fucking raining outside. And we were going to go the only place open, Barnes & Noble, because they were open until 11. So I called my mom and I was like, I know I said I was going to be home at 9:30, but we're going to go to Barnes and Noble. And she was like, absolutely not. Get your ass home. You said 9:30, be home at 9:30. I was like, okay, well, I got to go home, guys.
Guess I'm not going to B&E. Or
Yeah.
B&E.
Definitely not doing a B&E.
B&N is what I meant.
But I remember the next morning being woken up with her sisters at my door telling me she was gone. And the first person I called was my mom. And I told her I was sorry for being mad at her because I'm pretty sure she saved my life.
No.
The end.
Aw. Yeah. All right. Well, let me follow up with. I started mine with heck yeah. So.
So anyways, I guess I should have gone last.
I don't think we could have even moved on to the next question with that one.
No, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, so I wrote yes. I think I've talked about it on the pod before, but becoming a mom was hard. It made me look back at my mom and realize that she made it happen through many of her own struggles, which were much more than what I have ever dealt with. I've also recently had moments where I looked back and realized how some things in my childhood negatively affected me. Both instances have opened my eyes to try to be the best version of myself for my kid, to try to correct things I feel were wrong and emulate the things that my parents did right. I can only imagine the struggle Kat had simply because she didn't have parents to do either wrong nor right by her. Then we go into protecting or controlling. Kat went to extreme lengths to protect Cleo, hiring burglars, threatening Kyle, even lying about her job. Do you think there's a point where protection becomes control? Where did Kat cross the line, or did she ever? I wrote, this is a hard question to answer because I think some of Cleo's storytelling was skewed by her anger. However, some of Kat's protectiveness did feel controlling more than protective. It goes back to my previous answer. I don't think she knew better, and all she knew was this fixer life that she lived. She had a problem with her daughter being threatened, and this is all she knew in order to make it right. As a mom, I definitely wouldn't have landed on hiring someone to steal from and threaten my daughter's boyfriend. But I will do everything I think I can do to, one, have a relationship with my kid that allows for honesty and ensure they feel safe to talk with me. And two, have respect in our relationship enough to value each other's opinions enough that if I were to say there are a lot of red flags here, they would see them and break things off. In a perfect world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said this is tough because as a parent, you will stop at nothing to help your child. And isn't that the balance that you're facing? I don't face it right now because my kid is 1. But as a teenager, where she's wanting to go out with her friends and she's wanting to live a life that she wants to create that's her own, that's going to be the balance that I'm facing is protection versus control. As somebody who grew up thinking that my parents were very overprotective, I didn't get to do much. I look back on it now and it's a little bit of both. And I couldn't really say that it was bad in either direction. Will I go to these extreme lengths? Depending on the situation, I don't know. If my child, if I truly feel that she is in danger, yeah, I might verge and lean towards control because I'm trying to keep her from the worst possible scenario. Hopefully, in the perfect world, I have a kid who's going to be okay with hearing me out and have a logical sense to say, okay, maybe there was a reason she says what she says, right?
Yeah, I think some of Kat's things felt really extreme to me, but not in the sense like she's going to do whatever she can to protect her kid. And I'm here for that. But they just felt extreme in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think about it in more realistic terms of something I might do. Might I follow my kid to the place that they say they were going to go? I don't know. Maybe if she's constantly lying to me, like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Go to that person's house.
But I feel
and then
like
I'm
we
going to
have-
follow right behind you. Make sure you actually did that.
We live in a different world. Once she has a phone, you're
can
going
track
to know
her.
where she is.
Yeah.
And if that tracker goes off, you're in fucking trouble because
Yeah.
I need to see where you are. It's not like before where we were just like, no way to
Disappearing.
contact. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
okay, call me from your friend's house, like, and check in.
Yeah.
And we did. We were like, yeah, we're walking over. Oh, I'm no
Yeah,
longer there
I'm
anymore.
scooting her
I'm
down the
moving over
street.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting Apple AirTags in all of his shoes.
Right. Or
Yes.
like
That's true.
walking around the mall when we were 13
Yeah.
without parents. I don't know if I could do that because people are getting snatched. Young girls are getting snatched out of the mall. A lot of human trafficking is happening.
You don't think that the snatching was happening when we were kids?
I feel like people have gotten more brazen as the years gone on.
Or do you think it's that our social media and our media has gotten stronger, so we are more aware of it?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because I think they were been snatching kids for as long as kids could be snatched.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know if it's any more or less. I don't know. I'm just
I think it's a combination of those two things, but still, I am aware of it.
Yeah.
And my kids aren't hardened and aren't as mature as I was at that age because I went through some shit as a child. So they're not going to have that same awareness that I might have had.
I think it's a double-edged sword because I feel like we had the awareness because we were out and about all the time. And our kids don't have the awareness because they're never going to have that independence.
I know.
Not to that level.
We try to instill it, but like, I don't know. It's going to depend on the kid.
What is this Gen Alpha gonna be like when they are teenagers and adults? They're gonna be like,
I don't know,
just used to being watched.
I don't know.
Just being like the word. I was just
Big Brother.
Was just talking about this with my husband actually, that it's like they're sheltered. That was the word. Like they are more sheltered, and we as parents are more involved in sheltering them from the bad things.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure they're sheltered.
They're sheltered.
Yeah, absolutely. We manage what they see on their phone. We manage all the things that they watch on TV.
Not everyone.
Well, no, but I'm saying a lot of children.
Some of y'all
days,
need to rein it in on your kids.
But no, I think
shelter them a little bit more.
I think a lot of kids are more sheltered now than what we were back then. One, it's just accessibility. We can do that for our kids. Our parents really didn't have that access, right?
And we also didn't have the crazy access that they had. So I think sheltering is to some extent required because what they're able to see now is way more.
It has come
as HBO After Dark. Like there's other things out there now.
It has come as a result of the accessibility that's out there.
I almost would beg to differ that we were more sheltered. Yes, in different ways though.
Sure.
Right? I can oversee and see all the things that my kid is going to watch and going to do and going to go and blah, blah, blah. But the access he has to those things and figuring out how to do it without getting caught, I think he can absolutely do. We didn't have hoops to jump through to get caught on some of the things. We were kind of given free reign, but for sure, I didn't have such free access to porn. Mm-hmm. I didn't have such open access to, right? If I was going to watch something naughty, it was that old lady playing with dildos in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's right, because it was on just public TV.
Yes. And I was sneaking
when you should be sleeping.
That old lady.
Like, I don't remember what it was, like Sex Talk with Jill or something.
Yes. Yeah.
But like that was really what I had access to. Mm-hmm. And while, yes, I as a parent have more control over what parental controls my kid's gonna have to jump through to see those things, I don't think it's gonna stop him from seeing it when he's a teenager, when he's older.
No, when he gets to school, like other parents who don't do that for their kids, he's gonna have friends that do the things.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the sheltered in that, like, I think a lot of kids nowadays don't go to sleepovers as often, don't go to people's houses without their parent. A lot of shelter in, like, they're not outside of their parents' immediate vicinity often. Whereas I was going to sleepovers. I was walking the mall by myself. I was walking down the street and having all this independence that I don't think my kid probably will have because out of just fear.
I think a lot of kids got molested at sleepovers.
That's what I mean, is out of fear of the things that I know is what's out there, right? And I think our parents knew what was out there, but it wasn't as easily talked about and as common as it is now. So I think the independence that we had, these kids don't necessarily have. We were latchkey kids. You had a key to your house and you came and went after school.
Yeah.
Not many kids walk to school and walk home nowadays.
No.
Right? So there's a big independence thing that you gained at an earlier age that most of them aren't getting until later in life.
Yeah.
I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Kat's lack of having a good parental figure and her line of work blur the lines for her. Mm-hmm. Everything that she did was for Cleo, safety in mind, but she did cross the line at times. Would I do the same? Possibly. Not the exact same, but like if it came down to it, I'm murking somebody from a child. Like I'm breaking laws for sure. Yeah. Whatever that is.
All right. I don't know why this is a fun bonus question.
I saw that. I was ready to read it, and I was like, that's not a fun one.
Yeah.
I don't know why
That's
I wrote
okay.
that it was a fun bonus question.
Here's a fun bonus question for you guys.
She has us crying. She has us upset. And then she's like, here's this fun bonus one to piss you off.
When I was writing, I was like, why did I call this a fun bonus question? For one, it's really just a question.
It's just an additional question
It's
on
the last
controlling.
one. It's fun. It's a little fun. If your mom had pulled even one of Kat's stunts as a young adult, like following your ex or hiring someone to steal his phone, how would you react? I think I had a different relationship with my mom than Kat and Chloe had. Like when we talked about sex with other people, it was more of a euphemism. Well, you know, you gotta test drive the car before you buy it type of conversation. So I probably would have been pissed that she was inserting herself, but then I would have been like, yo, let me see what's on that phone. Let's look at it together.
I wrote, like a crazy teenager. I don't think Cleo's reaction actually was to her mom are all that unhinged. She's a teenager or / young adult trying to figure out the world. I would have probably reacted in a similar way. Maybe not dating a drug dealer and sleeping around, but I absolutely would have rebelled. I feel like I would have tried to push her away a little bit. I mean, maybe not, because my knee-jerk reaction is that I would have just been a rebellious teenager and been like, I'll show you, Mom. You've been overbearing all my life. Ooh.
I could see her reaction being a normal
Yeah.
reaction, especially because of the way Kat reacted. So she's like, oh, fucking around was bad. She's like, I'm going to go fuck my way through college.
Yeah.
Watch this, Mom.
Yeah. Yes. I think, like you said, my relationship with my parents was different. So there was probably a little bit more respect at that point. But yeah, I don't think that Cleo's reactions were actually that.
No. Similarly, I think that as a teenager, her reactions and being pissed off at her mom's overbearing, not understanding privacy, I would have been just as pissed off. Knowing myself as a kid, I was mostly irritated because I was a good kid at heart and I was always made out to.
You weren't given the leeway of a good kid.
Yes, I wasn't given the leeway of a good kid and it used to really piss me off.
You
And
didn't earn
instead
extra
of
yard time.
No, I didn't get yard time. It was more of like, you are still in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
I don't care how good best behavior you had. So I think I would have also been irritated and pissed off and all the things. I wouldn't have rebelled because that's just not what I would have done, but I would have been super internally seething from the inside
It
out.
potentially would have ruined my future relationship with my parents.
It
right?
would have
Yeah.
for sure ruined it because I just would have been like, well, okay, well, you don't believe me anyways. You don't give me any leeway no matter what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm good or bad. It doesn't matter. So what's the point of even having any of this? I'll just be me.
Well, that's a wrap on Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McCreight. And wow, we need a nap and maybe a restraining order for some of those characters. Cough, cough, read, cough. Next book we're deep diving is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Subscribe so your Wednesdays stay dramatic in the best way.
Yes. Drop us a rating and a review like it's a secret message in a bottle. We'll totally read it, obsess over it, and maybe write bad poetry about it. Plus, it helps more book nerds and cocktail snobs join our party.
Yeah.
You've heard our takes. Now let's hear yours. Follow @LitOnTheRocksPod on socials, spill in the DMs, and dive deeper at literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your hot takes be hotter than your toddy. Cheers!
Toodaloo!
Bye.